minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I greet you, my brothers and sisters, with the noble and universal greeting of peace, the greeting that has been used by the prophets and messengers of our universal Creator, Almighty Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shukr to Allah, we are in the month of Ramadan, and we have lived to begin the Ramadan and to engage in the spiritual practices that uplift us, believers, in the month of Ramadan. It's a month in which the Quran, the mercy unto mankind, the revelation of it began. The Prophet thereby got his prophethood, or his revelator status. Revelation, he's a revelator, messenger, bringing a message to humanity. So we are continuing further along our way in this particular series of presentations, these lectures. I was saying to us last week that the person must really be interested in guidance and recognizing the value of guidance, because the Quran is guidance to humanity. It's guidance. What does that mean? It is a way out of the darkness into the light. It is a way to go beyond the diseases in our heart, to heal the diseases in our heart. And I remind you that we are here to remember Allah. We are here to recognize the power of Allah. We are here to be thankful to the gracious nature of Allah. We are here to appreciate what Allah has given us. We are here to awaken beyond being kafuran. We are here to experience being shakuran. That this is the priority in life. If you live and you die without remembering Allah, if you live and die without experiencing assurance, because the Quran says, verily, in the remembrance of Allah, hearts experience assurance. No? And so if you live and die remaining without remembering Allah, those who fail to remember Allah, theirs will be a depressed life. And those who remember Allah, Allah will remember them. Those who remember Allah abundantly, they are the ones to experience satisfaction, success, felicity, security, if you remember Allah. So this is the priority. Human beings, while we are here, we're in a state of insecurity after Adam and Eve and their engagement with Satan, and they went into a state of forgetfulness, trance of unawareness of Allah, forgetting Allah. And here the people of Adam will remain until guidance comes to us, and guidance has come to us, and those who receive the guidance no longer will be insecure. So it is my priority in life to remember Allah. It is my priority in life to experience assurance. It is my priority in life to bring to Allah a purified heart. It is my priority in life to draw closer to Allah, to adore Allah and to draw closer to Allah. It is my priority in life to receive Allah's favors in this world and celebrate His favors in this world, rejoice His gracious nature. It is my priority to have my first relationship with Allah. My first relationship is with my Creator. In fact, my only actual relationship is with my Creator. And so that is my priority. My priority is to no longer be insecure, no longer live with a diseased heart. And if you listen to the last 2 or 3 lectures, you will hear about my journey from where I was to where I am, where I'm beginning, to unpack more and more as every week goes by. And today I want to unpack for you that after I humbled myself, after I recognized I know, I don't know, I also began to recognize others didn't know, because I thought I was the only one who didn't know and I needed to learn something. But when I turned to the people around me, it was quite clear that they didn't know either, but they also thought they knew. And that's when I humbled myself and I opened myself up to my Creator, not to people, because people can't know. No human being can know. Even the Prophet ﷺ said, of that knowledge I do not know, only Allah knows. You understand? I know the Guru and the Pandit, they'll act like they know everything. Even they act more confident than the Prophet, like they know. But that's not really true. There's only one who knows. There's only Allah who actually alone knows. There is none other than Allah, and Allah alone knows. I can't know. But Allah has created me to be aware, and I'm grateful that as insan, as a creation of Allah, as His favorite creation on earth, He's given me the ability to be aware, and to be aware of Him, and to live from a higher level of awareness and perspective and perceptions, and to live as a higher creation on earth, as human beings are created, the highest life form on earth, but to demonstrate Iman, Amal, a life tayyibun from among the human beings. That is my purpose, that is my privilege, and that's what I choose. Allah wants for us to live healthily, naturally. Allah wants for us to no longer be astray, so the guidance has come to us. Allah is compassionate. Allah wants us to return. Allah instructs us in the Quran, of the truth, what happens to human beings, where we are, and what's going on here, and what is the solution to return to Allah, to go back, to remember, to be more aware, and to have Iman in our hearts. And some people think, well, I just said the kalima, I said the shahada, so I have Iman in my heart. No. The Quran said about the Bedouin Arabs who said they were believers, it says, do not say you're believers. Rather say you're one who's submissive in religion, but you are not believers, for faith has not entered into your heart. So the Prophet ﷺ said, when they asked him about a believer, he said, a believer is one who everybody is safe from. A believer is somebody who's not a threatening individual, doesn't threaten individuals, doesn't harm or hurt or steal or cheat people. A believer, a secure person. A while ago we had the woman on Ask Chachima, the questions like, I married this man, he's so deeny, but he cheats me in all the forms of, abuse that a man can do for a woman. And it was like, I don't understand how somebody is deeny, like somebody is religiously close to God. I don't understand that, because the Prophet ﷺ said that if you are secure, you're one whom everybody is safe from. You're not a danger. You're not a danger to yourself. You're not a danger to others. You're an encourager of yourself and other people. By the end of the day, human beings are in a state of loss, except those who have faith, and those who conduct themselves honorably. Those who have faith and conduct themselves honorably, they can inspire themselves and others to truth, like I'm doing here with you, telling you the truth, why we're here, what's the reason. And you can do everything, but if you don't remember Allah, if you don't heal the diseases in your heart, it means nothing. The Quran says, neither will your wealth nor your family, neither does your business nor your children avail you, except those who bring to Allah a purified heart. If you live and die without spiritual development, psychological development, and interpersonal development, then life esteem and so on and so forth. If you live and die without developing that, then you have lost. You're a loser, the Quran says. You're a loser. So I'm very clear that when my life reflected the dissatisfaction and depression of failing to remember Allah, I recognized there was something I didn't know and I wanted to know, and I looked around me and the people couldn't tell me because they didn't know, but they thought they knew, and I submitted to Allah and He guided me. Allah's always guiding. I began to see His guidance was always available to humanity. But humanity doesn't want guidance. You get what I mean? Most of human beings, we want to get God to deal with the consequences of our living without guidance. We want to live in darkness, diseased hearts, and we create problems for ourselves in this world through death and beyond. But then we want Allah to change those problems. We want Allah to sort these situations out. If you don't brush your teeth, you get rotten teeth. You don't say the rotten teeth is, from Allah. Unless your own hands have done. You don't brush your teeth. You eat sticky sweet. And sticky sweet on the teeth produced to decay. That is the will of Allah. That sugar on the teeth, that's His law. It happens by the will of Allah. But Allah guides us to use, be hygienic. The Prophet demonstrated what it means to be hygienic, clean your teeth and so on and so forth. Eat healthy food, don't eat sweets and junk and all that sort of thing. You get what I mean? So the Quran is guidance for humanity how to live. But human beings have not wanted to learn how to live. They never wanted to see the error and correct the error. They want to continue to live insecure, not being believers, a threat to themselves and other people. They want to live creating problems for themselves and other people. And when they create the problems, then I have heard it said, maybe you have heard it said, this is Allah testing us. No, the test is to see whether you will incline to truth. The test is to see whether you will stop worshipping Satan and start worshipping Allah. The test is to see, will you remain unaware, or will you choose to become humble before your Creator and become aware? Will you choose to, fail to value Allah, continue to devalue Allah, or you will start valuing Allah? Will you worship Allah? Will you praise Allah? Will you trust in Allah? Will you thank in Allah? Will you invoke Him for His forgiveness, His forwarding of us in life in this world and the world beyond, and His fulfillment in this world? Will you invoke Him? So the Quran is there to assess. Do you just say you'll believe? Because that's what the Quran says. Do people think they'll just say the kalima, and if they just say I believe in Allah, that they won't be assessed to see, do they actually have faith? You understand? That is the test. But a lot of people are so deep into superstition, ignorance. The gurus and the pundits, they're not interested in teaching people about the message of the Quran. The fast is on at the moment. Everybody's fasting. Fast. Just keep reading the Quran in a language. You don't have competitions who how many you read, but they're not understanding a word of what they're reading. They don't appreciate the month in which the Quran came down and what the Quran is. They don't know. They don't value the Quran. These are superstitious, ignorant people. We've been and we are with people that are superstitious and ignorant, lost. They're astray. The Quran says they say they believe in Allah and the last day, but they don't really believe in Allah and the last day. They fool themselves thinking they fool Allah, but they only fool themselves. In their heart is a disease. The same disease that they're not interested in taking ownership for, and they're not recognizing that the Quran is a guidance and a healing for the disease. They're not interested in that. The same disease is expanded, Allah tells us. And they're astray, and they're left to stray. Get what I mean? So there are people who think, I'm on my way, I'm so good, I'm doing something wonderful, they're worshipping Satan. They're not really healing the diseases of their hearts. They're not bringing to Allah purified. They're not submitting. They're not really getting the lessons of the Quran. They're just thinking they're doing something wonderful. I mean, the people of Moses did the same, right? Guidance came to them, they were all holy moly, but they didn't really benefit from the guidance, and they were astray. That's why Isa alayhi salam, Jesus came to them, and then they really, decided to remain in their arrogance. So they didn't want to learn. So today I want to talk about, if you have humbled yourself and you start realizing that my heart is diseased. Instead of thinking, no, my heart is not diseased. If you look at your life and you see suffering in your life and you think this is a test from Allah, I'm a suffer in style with a smile. You understand? If you have these kind of ideas, you're lost. This is superstition. This is ignorance. You understand? You're not realizing that Allah wants ease for us. My mother is on her way, shukr to Allah, for Umrah today. She's on the flight. And so I was saying to her yesterday, I said, what Allah says in the Quran, the month of Ramadan, you must fast. But if you're traveling, if you're sick, you mustn't fast. Because Allah wants ease for us. Allah wants ease for us. I said, Allah wants ease for you. And if you want ease for you, and if you're happy that Allah wants ease for you, do not fast on your travels. Told her, even young people get tired and stressed and strained. I said, you must be healthy on your travels, that when you get there, you can make your ibadat, you can worship and you can praise. Don't strain yourself. Don't suffer. Don't suffer. Stress yourself out with your immune system. Get there and get sick. Don't do all that. Don't do stupid things. You understand? Allah wants ease for you. So if Allah wants ease for me, I want ease for me. You understand? But some people are like, no, we must strain because it's very good. We must strain. We mustn't. Allah wants ease for you. He says He wants you to fast in the month of Ramadan. But if you're traveling and you're aged and you whatever it is, be considerate to yourself. He doesn't want you to cause yourself harm. Do you understand? But there'll be so many people thinking they're doing something wonderful. I'm going to fast and travel and strain. But Allah wants ease for you. No. That's what Allah wants for me. I don't want ease for me. I want to suffer for Allah. Allah doesn't want you to suffer for Him. You get what I mean? If Allah wanted him to suffer, if Allah wanted you to suffer for Him, which a lot of superstitious people believe, the more we suffer, Allah wants us to suffer, Allah doesn't want us to enjoy ourselves. He's testing us with hardship and difficulty and all that sort of thing. Those who believed and they lived in Mecca and they were in oppression around them, who endured that kind of hardship as believers who were healthy and following the message of the Quran and all that, that's a different story. They had to do hijrah, they had to leave Mecca and go to Medina. That's a different story. They weren't hypocrites and superstitious people living in their own understanding of what the Quran is all about, and they had received the message of the Quran. So there are many people who don't want to recognize Allah wants for you to eat halal and tayyib. Why? Because He wants you to get sick? No. But people don't eat tayyib, they don't care for their bodies, they don't respect their bodies, they get sick and they say this is from Allah. You can live like that, that is astray. You understand? People are astray, and they will remain astray. Allah does not guide the arrogant. You understand? If you think I know everything, and I already know the message of the Quran because my guru told me, and my Pandit told me, you know what I mean? Maulana Guru and Mufti Pandit told you, then you didn't ask them, but where in the Quran does it say? You didn't want to see for yourself. You didn't want to say, I want to know. Allah, what is the message of the Quran? Instead of saying, I want them to tell me what they want to tell me, I want to follow them. There's a very big difference between wanting to follow your Maulana Guru and Mufti Pandit and wanting Allah to guide you to the message of the Quran. I told you, when I realized I can't know and nobody can know and only Allah knows, and I claim my refuge with Allah. I didn't know I was doing it in action. I didn't say it, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. But I felt it in me that Allah, I don't know. And these people don't know. What can the creation know? The creation can only be aware of what Allah allows us to be aware of. Allah alone truly knows. Allah is the unique and the supreme. Allah, you who actually are and are all-knowing. I'm not thinking I know. I'm not thinking gurus and pandits know. I'm not thinking any human being knows. I know that Allah is unique and supreme. Only you know. Guide me. I didn't realize I was into A'udhu in that moment. I didn't realize, I didn't think, let me consult my mind. My mind knows. Let me consult, and what do I think? I didn't consult the mind of muftis and gurus and all that sort of thing, and pandits and all that, and Maulanas. Because I could see something not right with that picture if you look at it, you know what I mean? If you're deeply in the trance and you're all into guru worship and pandit worship, you'll be very offended by what I'm saying. You understand? But that's how it is in Hindu India, and I got nothing against Hindu India, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, they all have their own little groups and their own things, and they do their prayers and they follow the pandits. But we have the Quran that was given through the Prophet to humanity, and the Prophet exemplified it, and I decided to turn to truth. I didn't know. Because that's what the Quran says. If you have iman in your heart, you have faith in your heart, you have conduct, good conduct, then if you're into truth and into patient perseverance and you support yourself and others in truth, that's what I'm doing with you. And supporting you in patient perseverance, keep applying yourself to learn, grow and develop. The message of the Quran is learning, growing and developing. You understand? Is to see guidance and value guidance, see what Allah has given to you. But the Quran says most people, they won't hear. You understand? And I know this because I spoke in, I don't know, I did over 140, 150 Friday Jummahs. I spoke in about, I don't know how many mosques around the country. Didn't look like they were too interested in this kind of message. That's why I stopped speaking in the mosques and I started doing this podcast. You understand? So, because I can talk like this. If I speak like this in the mosque, the guru worshippers and the pandit followers will get very upset with me. They're too deeply brainwashed. They're like still living in India. It's like they're in India. You move into some of the mosques, you go into the mosques like you're somewhere in India. You know what I mean? So, if you have iman in your heart and you have good conduct, you're open to a life tayyibun, you're open to truth, you're receiving truth, and you are practicing patiently perseverance in the direction of truth. You're expanding your awareness, and you're living at a higher human heaven. This is what is for us. And so that's the point at which I realized I knew I didn't know, and I turned to Allah, and I began to experience His support in my life. I told you I turned to the Quran and what the Quran said, and I should do that regularly every day, and I started realizing, wow, there's something happening here. And I began to see, as I opened up to learning, growth and development, who Allah would send to me, what would happen, the insights, the reflections that would happen, which have continued from that time till today. Even today, this morning, if you believe in Allah, He'll heal your heart. If you believe in Allah, He will guide your heart. Even this morning I'm guided every day. I'm guided every day. I mean, today, what a lovely guidance I got. Allah told me, through guidance, He said to me, not directly or through the angel, but through intuition. Allah speaks to us through intuition. Inside of us, we get an idea, and it's not from our minds, and it's insight. Allah guides our hearts. That's what it means. I'm not a prophet, I'm not a messenger, I'm like you, like everybody else. And when you believe in Allah, He guides your heart. In your heart, you get this information. And the information that came to me today was a beautiful thing. The first thing was, everybody in your life is serving you, Ashraf. Everybody in your life is serving you. There's nobody that is trying to hurt you and harm you. Everybody is serving you. But if you are doing a disservice to yourself, they will serve you to reflect your dissatisfaction. You will look at them and you'll feel like you need them to be different, and so on and so forth. And what a thing. Allah said to me that everybody in my life is here to serve me. And if I am in a disservice to me, if I'm not open to Allah's good in this world and the world beyond, then they'll serve me in showing me that I'm not open to Allah's good in this world and the world. I'll get upset with them, I'll try and change them and control them. But if I don't do a disservice, if I open to Allah's good in this world and the world beyond, then the people in my life will serve me by supporting me in my satisfaction. So it's like such a liberating thing. Nobody in my life, because I thought my whole life that people didn't love me, didn't care for me, didn't want to be with me. Sometimes you're trying to help people, but they are there to help you. You might like, what help? They need the help. Sometimes you want to support other people in their growth, but they are there to support you in your growth. You know what I mean? I thought all these hypocrites needed my help for many years. I thought I really could help them. They were only there. It was not for me to actually help them. They were helping me. What do you mean they were helping me? They were showing me, Ashraf, leave us, outgrow us. You're wasting your time with us. We're trying to tell you, we don't understand. We don't have the capacity to understand. Well, we do have but we don't want to understand. We want to continue in these ways. So that's why we ignore you. And when we're ignoring you, you kept trying to get our attention. You're wasting your time with us. There's other people in the world who you will serve better. You know what I mean? This is how it is. Sometimes you with somebody, a woman might think, this man is such a druggie, he's like this, he's like that, he needs my help, I must help him. In the meantime, that man is helping her to say, grow up and choose better than me. You understand? You grow up, outgrow me. Why are you choosing so low? Sometimes you're in a job and they underpay you and treat you badly and all that. And they're serving you like, don't you have any more self-respect? Why don't you get a better job? Don't you have more self-respect? Don't you want better for you? Now this is the thing, when you are in the diseased mind and the diseased heart, when things are happening, Satan whispers all rubbish to you. And you feel bad and all that. But when you say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim, and you claim refuge with Allah, and you say, I believe in Allah, Allah guide my heart, suddenly you start having this feeling within you, and you start thinking differently, and you'll be like, what? And you say, yeah, that is correct. And you'll be so happy that guidance comes from Allah. Now you'll understand, well, I do, that why I'm to claim refuge with Allah from Satan the accursed, not with Maulana Guru, not with Mufti Pandit. I'm not to claim refuge with the gurus and the pandits from Satan. You get what I mean? And that's what you get the hypocrites are all up to. They go with the, muftis and the pandits. They claim, A'udhu Billah, Quran says. They're like, A'udhu Maulana. You know what I mean? A'udhu, Mufti. The Quran says, Bismillah, A'udhu Billah, Bismillah. Let's first focus on Allah. We begin with the awareness of the wonderful nature of Allah. The people are like, the Guru is too good. The Guru is so great. Wow, what a great Guru. We got, They want to start with focusing on the Guru, instead of focusing on Allah. But that's between them and Allah. And thank God I'm healed. Allah has guided my heart. I have nothing to do with the hypocrites. That's between them and Allah. I felt so responsible. I felt like I had to help them. What strain and stress I carried in my heart. But look at me today. A big smile. Allah said to me, again through the guidance, it's for you to bring to me a purified heart. Your own, not anybody else's. You just do that. My mind was telling me, no, it's not only your purified heart. It's everybody's purified heart. Allah says, no. It's like Allah wants ease first, but we want to suffer for Him. Allah says, it's easy, Ashraf. You bring to me your purified heart. I'm like, no, that's too easy. I have to help everybody in the world. That's arrogance, Allah said to me, that, I'm telling you, you can't give guidance to the people. You are behaving arrogant, Ashraf. You think you can help the people. You can't humble yourself, Ashraf. I said, okay, Allah, thank you for your guidance. I have been astray. I receive your guidance. I see the value of your guidance. My mind might not understand it. Other people might not understand it. But as long as my heart is purified, as long as I feel so much better these days, that it's only for me to bring to Allah a purified heart. My heart is being purified. I'm being cleansed. Every day I'm getting up with awareness and ideas. Allah is, the Quran says, when you worship Allah, He will cleanse you of resentment, illness, the diseased heart. And He's doing that. This is what I'm experiencing. This is what I'm saying. What I'm living is the teaching of the Quran. I'm living it. Shukr to Allah. It doesn't matter if anybody believes me. It doesn't matter if anybody hears me. Because the only thing that matters is that I have a relationship with Allah. That I bring to Allah a purified heart. That I use the guidance of the Quran. And I'm progressing. This is my priority in this world through my death and beyond. You get what I mean? This is the thing. Allah told me this is the most important thing. My heart. It's been shown to me, the guidance. There's nothing more important. This world is temporary, Allah tells me. This world is temporary, Ashraf. Don't worry if you get old. Don't worry if you get grey. Don't worry if you lose your hair. Don't worry if you can't be like you were before. That's not important. This world is temporary. The hereafter, you'll have eternal youth. You'll be in the best of forms. This world is only for you to draw closer to me. It's just temporary. You see? I say, thank you, Allah, for reminding me, because Shaitan will use every opportunity. Shaitan is only about this world, right? Adam and Eve went into this world. It's only about this world. That's another reason I know I'm a believer, because I'm interested more in the hereafter. Not to say I'm not interested in this world, but you heard me say I'm interested more in the hereafter. I'm interested in this world, but Allah told me don't be more interested in this world than being interested in the here. In the hereafter, it's amazing, even more amazing, awesome. I take Allah's word for it. I can see how grateful I am, that Allah has guided me. I can see what I have, the guidance and what's here, and enjoy the life of this world. Tayyibun. I'm amazed with that. But I'm looking forward to the hereafter. I don't mind, really, if I died today, in this moment, the month of Ramadan, or any other day, I don't mind. Because I really believe in Allah, and He guides my heart. And I really, 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 really am looking forward to the hereafter. You get what I mean? I'm not saying that, but when you look at me, my behaviors in this world is trying to control people, to show off with people, and this and that, and living like I'll never die. I don't live like that. I used to live like that. But I'm a believer now. Allah has guided my heart. Allah has guided me to Him. So this is what I'm saying to you. I'm sharing with you my journey. I can talk to you about truth till kingdom come. And I've been doing that. But I thought I'll share with you my journey. I'll share with you the man I was and where I am and where I'm going. Because you might have never met anybody who has Iman in their hearts. You might have never met anybody who is guided by Allah, who wants to be guided by Allah. You might meet people who think they have Iman in their hearts. You might meet people who think that they follow their gurus and pundits and all that, they're getting guidance. But they don't know that Allah is the refuge. I'm telling you, not I, not any human being, is a refuge and has been a refuge to me, that Allah alone has been. I'm telling you, I begin with the awareness of the wonderful nature of Allah, not with the wonderful nature of my mind, or the guru and his amazing teaching or whatever it is. Allah has guided me. If you only know guidance and the value of guidance. And He has increased me in guidance in increments. The Quran says we'll increase you in knowledge incrementally, little by little. And there's a process. I can tell you through my journey, through my adventure, there's a process. The first is Iman. You see where you are in error and you correct it. The second is Amal. You see where you are and you correct. And the third is the life tayyibun. And this is like the third day now. I've been getting guidance around that. If I had to tell you, I mean, you won't believe it. You won't believe it. From where we came with our mentality and our ideas, we are so clueless that if somebody really had Iman, had to share it with you, it would be unimaginable to you for where you are. It would be unbelievable to you. The guidance is beyond just do rituals. You understand? Just dress this way. You might have thought that's the peak. The peak is, keep your fast, dress like this, act like the Prophet, do your rituals, do your prayers, go for Hajj. You might have thought the actions of these things are the peak. But you might not know that in the heart of a believer, the perception and the awareness, the way you see things and the way you live your life and what you experience, it's unimaginable to the non-believer. It's unbelievable to the non-believer. I can't begin to even tell you, because if I say things like this, people will say I'm, trying to act smart. And that's what I'm telling you. This is guidance from Allah that He guides you. This is in the Quran. I'm not claiming any kind of, revelation. I have never got revelation. The only revelation I got is the Quran. You understand? I don't get any revelation. I'm not a prophet. I'm not a messenger. I'm just a human being who wants to live and die with the purpose for what I'm here. I just want to be a successful human being in terms of, the reason for what I'm here. I want to fulfill it, that in the hereafter. I don't want to live in this world and get lost and distracted. The Quran says, beware that this world, chattels of deception, distraction, The Quran is telling to people, how are you deluded? How are you deluded? How can you not see? I was there, so I know. But now my mission is instead of telling this to everybody and trying to help everybody and all that, I say it's got nothing to do with me, everybody, and their Iman and their Amal and their life tayyibun. It doesn't make any difference to me. I've started living my life in recent times, interested in me, my relationship with Allah, the power that Allah is, to humble myself, to draw closer, to experience the power of Allah, to use the power of Allah in my life. For what is the way out of here? I'm aware of the great secret. There's a great secret. Some of you will never know it. I'm aware of it, what the great secret is. It's in the Quran, but most people don't know what the great secret is. I know what the great secret, what's my reason for being here and how to live here so that I progress and prosper for this world and the world beyond. I'm on a path, the straight path, the ascending path. I'm on it, where things will only get better and better for you. The Sirat al-Mustaqim, the path where the boundless favors of Allah are upon you. I'm on the path where nothing can get bad or worse for me. That's it. That's an amazing thing. You understand? And I'm just sharing it here with you. Please don't share this with anybody. Just sharing it with you. And if it's too fantastic for you, if the Quran and the message of the Quran is too fantastic for you because you're so steeped in superstition, ignorance and arrogance, I understand. You can't believe that Allah is closer to you than your own jugular veins. You can't believe that Allah responds to the prayers of the believers. You can't believe it because you never saw anybody demonstrate it. You never lived it. It's unimaginable. It's unbelievable. I can't even begin to tell you things about what, the secrets that Allah has. The certain names of Allah. If you're really interested in knowing things, Hakim, Al-Hakim, Allah is the knower and Allah is the wise. And you contemplate on that, then Allah gives you. And that's what I've been interested in, wisdom. Some of us are like, what's wisdom? We want good health, and we want money, and all the things for this world they want. But wisdom is for this world and the world beyond. And I want wisdom. A lot of people are like, no, I just want Allah to save me. I just want Allah to deal with my problems. I just want Allah to deal with the effects of me failing to remember Him. If you fail to remember Allah, yours will be a depressed life. And so they'll have this depressed life, and they'll be like, I only want Allah to save me from the depressed life. That's hypocrisy. Hypocrites are like that. You see, if you want wisdom, now you know you've been taught well. If you want to know of the knowledge that liberates you from Satan's control in this world and the world beyond, that you may live your best life in this world and in the hereafter, that's a different thing. There are people like, nah, I don't know what all that is. If you don't know what all that is, and if you're not interested in all that, then it's likely that you're a hypocrite. And it doesn't end well for you, not in this world and not the world beyond, unless you realize, Allah, I'm a hypocrite. I don't want to be a hypocrite. Allah, I really want to be a real believer. I want to be a mu'min. I want to be one who really remembers and brings to you a purified. That's something else completely. So there are people who think they already believe, but they don't. In their hearts is a disease. They're creating problems. They're thinking it's a test, and they don't want to learn. Now that's what I want to speak about to you today. I want to speak with you today. What I want to speak to you about today is that I was sincere last week's lecture, and I asked for guidance. And when the guidance starts coming in, I start realizing this is very valuable. Very valuable. Because what is the value of guidance? Like I told you, it's not just do your prayers. The Quran is not there to make you a ritualist. You know, that all I do is do. Because the Quran says, woe to those who stand in prayer, but in whose hearts there's this, the hearts lack the smallest of kindnesses. See, woe to those who stand in prayer, whose hearts lack the smallest of kindnesses. What it's saying is, there are people who stand in prayer, but they're hypocrites. You get what I mean? So some of you might think, all I got to do is stand in prayer. All I got to do is this, take a bead and move one bead across at a time. That's remembering God. All I got to do is just dress like this. And that's what you think it is. Because you learnt what you learnt from who you learned. You know, I told you, be careful who you learned from. You know, who did you learn from? Who are you learning from? I always tell people, learn from the people who were where you were, and who are where you want to be. Or learn from the people who are sincerely interested in learning so that they can go where they want to be. You know what I mean? Now in my case, shukr to Allah, Allah has given me iman in my heart, and I'm further along the way. I can tell you how I submitted, and you know what happened at every step, and how I corrected. And when we correct, then we are operating correctly. If you don't correct, you're in error. And if you live powerlessly in error, you're going to have problems in your life. And as a hypocrite, you're going to think, Allah, please heal this and heal that and sort this and sort that. But you don't realize people are creating problems for themselves. The prayers of those who have no faith is nothing but vain prayers. Remember, it is only the prayers of those who have faith in their heart that are answered. The Quran, the Prophet ﷺ said that invocation, dua, is the weapon of the believer. I can tell you that. You know what Allah told me? I only tell you what Allah has been telling me through my heart. He told me. I'll share it with you. He says, whatever you see in your life, never look at it and react to it. Whatever you see in your life, never look at it and react to it. Never try to change it. Never try to get me to change it. Practice patience. If you practice patience, if you practice sabr, then I am with you. Allah is with those who practice sabr. This is how no guru told me this, no pandit told me. This is Allah guiding my heart. I asked him for guidance. I said, look, this guidance is benefiting me tremendously. My life has improved greatly. Give me more. So he says to me, whatever you see in your life, never react to it, because that would be impatience. Be interested in me and my favor upon you. Ask me for forgiveness for creating a problem in your life. I will forgive you. Says to me, practice patience. Let it be. Let it continue to be. Don't try and change it. He told me. He said to me, don't be among those who resist being unhappy. That is Satan's handiwork. Don't be among those. Allah told me. I said, Allah guide me to never be among those who resist being unhappy. He told me, choose a life tayyibun. You I've given to all humanity, that they must receive You must receive, Ashraf. And when you see what you don't have, instead of reacting to it, practice peace and patience. Ask for forgiveness and be patient. And then tell me what you want to see in your world. Don't get upset it's not there. It's not there because you didn't receive it. Tell me what you want and I will give it to you. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I claim refuge with Allah from Satan the accursed. From the mind that has been whispered to by Satan, my mind will tell me, look, there's nothing in your life, feel bad, feel sorry. What do you think, Ashraf? I will go and listen to my mind and say I should be angry and upset. I'll say maybe go listen to the mufti and the pandit. What do you? They'll say do more rituals, do more rituals. Yes, you're upset, be upset. They'll never tell me what Allah tells me unless they have been guided. You understand? The message of the Quran, Allah is with those who are practicing patience. Practice patience with a gracious patience, with the most excellent patience. So say, Allah, strengthen me. The next time I experience something in me or in my life or in the people around me that I'm not happy with, strengthen me to be patient. That's what I want. Because I want to first say it's me who didn't receive your good. Forgive me for not receiving good. Now this is the effect of what I've brought upon me. Now I'm practicing patience rather than trying to get rid of the effect. And now I'm going to be with you and I'm going to receive what you have given to me. Allah has guided me. This is what I said to you. This is wonderful. It's pointless trying to tell the whole world. These people are not interested in the truth. They're worshipping Satan. They're listening to the Satan that is, other people's, Satan has told them things. They're turning to themselves and they're turning to other people. They're not turning to Allah. So I just want to emphasize this point today, that guidance. Today the focus is on guidance, the value of guidance. Those that are ignorant and superstitious and arrogant, they think they already received guidance because they listen to the guru, the pandit, the mufti, the maulana, who is unenlightened, who never told them about submission, who themselves never submitted, who are following the ways of their teachers, not following the way of the Quran, not following the way of the Prophet. They're following ideologies. You get what I mean? They are in their mind with Satan and thoughts. Allah is beyond our mind. Allah is beyond our thoughts. We can be aware of Allah as human beings and we can submit. Get what I mean? So, guidance. Because the importance of we require guidance. Our hearts are diseased. How many people will tell you that their hearts are diseased? How many gurus and pandits will tell you their hearts are diseased? Their wives are complaining of abuse. They stand in prayer but their hearts lack the smallest of kindnesses. How they treat other people, how they behave, what they're up to behind the scenes, the deals they're cutting with the business working class and all that sort of thing. Because they depend on the business working class to be paid. They don't depend on Allah. They're not living powerfully. I'm generalizing, but you understand what I'm saying. They are needy on the business class. The business class gives them the money. They're not on Allah. Allah is the provider. They're scared. They'll get fired. They won't be in that imam position anymore. They'll be without a job. They're scared. They pretend to believe. They are liars, the Quran says. Those who say they believe in Allah in the last day, but they don't, they are liars. In their hearts is a disease. They're left, the disease is expanded, and they are astray, and they're left to stray. They're left. And the followers and them, when they are in hell, the Quran gives us the dialogue. It says the followers of these people will say, but we followed you. And we followed you straight into hell. They say, yes, you followed us straight into hell. Why did you follow us? We couldn't help ourselves. Where we could help you. Now, a lot of the guru worshippers, they don't want to see. These guys are, they're uninformed, to put it kindly. They can't help themselves. Where are they going to help you? They haven't helped themselves to Allah's guidance. Where are they going to help you? So Allah's guidance, the value of Allah's guidance. Those of us who realize our hearts are diseased, I realized something wrong in me. I didn't know what it was. I knew I didn't feel good. And we knew that something was required. And we knew that the answer wasn't in our own minds and the minds of other people. And we turned to Allah, consciously or unconsciously, be like, please guide me, God. and I'm prepared to learn. In the very moment we did that, we experienced that caring come in. We felt the difference. Not, please help me, I'm suffering, and I don't want to suffer, because that's the impatience. When I hit rock bottom, I went into a state of submission. I don't know. I know I don't know. I'm not saying that I should know. I'm not saying I have to know. I'm not saying, why didn't I know? I'm not resisting. I just went into a state of, patience. I give up. Submission. I know I don't know. And I don't think anybody around me knows too. Allah, if you're there, guide me. Immediately, the channel was open. Immediately, I was connected. And the guidance started coming in. And every day I would receive the guidance. And I would see that this is helping me. This is helping me think more clearly. This is helping me feel better. This is helping me live in a beneficial way. Guidance will always do that. Guidance is for those who want to learn, grow and develop. The Quran is developmental learning. It's development. It shows people how to live in a way that they don't create problems for themselves, for the people around them, for society. If people follow the guidance of the Quran, they won't have problems with themselves, their bodies, their lives, their afterlife. They won't live superstitiously and create sickness, disease of all kinds, of all types in society as well. They won't do that. That's the message of the Quran. But that's why I said, who's talking about the message of the Quran? This month you'll hear people saying how many you read, how fast you read. This is the worst type of fast that you can get. F-A-R-C-E. It's a big fast. That's what it is. But not for me. And who cares whether other people are in a fast or not? Not me. Because I'm not here. The Prophet was told, you're not here as a manager of the people, you are here as a messenger. I'm no messenger. I am here for me, to connect with Allah and to receive His guidance and value His guidance and use His guidance. Now, there are people who don't want guidance. They want to continue the same. They have a fixed mentality. They have a rigid personality. They are static in their reality. In their hearts is a disease. They are left to stray. The disease is expanded. More problems for them in this world through their death and beyond. And when the problems happen, you know what they say? It's a test from Allah. Then they're on the Musalla, heal me, heal this person, heal, heal, heal. They didn't heal the diseases in their hearts. Now they want the consequences, the effects. They don't want it. Like me, how I was, I don't want to feel bad. I'm feeling bad because I'm sick. I'm feeling bad. I don't want this. I'm resisting being dissatisfied. But I don't want Allah's tayyibun. People don't want to be healthy in all ways and live an enjoyable, healthy, and enjoy natural life. But they just don't want to be sick and unhappy. They're resisting being unhappy and unhealthy, but they don't want to be happy and healthy. Allah showed me the error of it. All these things that I'm telling you about other people, I've been there. All these things that I'm telling you other people have, I've corrected in me, or I am correcting in me. That's how I know it so well. Do not ever think for a moment that Ashraf is got it all together and he's so smart and Allah blessed him. Of course Allah has blessed me with guidance. But I had to see where I'm erring. Human beings have to recognize where they sin. And the big sin is kufr and shirk and being a munafiq, being a denier, associate and a hypocrite. There's no bigger sin than that. I've got to see that one first. I'm living in this world without being interested in my heart being healed. Got to see that. I'm not interested in guidance. So people get stuck right there. Help me, God, resistantly, reactively. I don't want to be where I am. Just changed my consequences of, my diseased heart. But they're not interested in healing the diseased heart. So for those who are interested and are prepared to say, my heart is diseased. Look at me and how I think. Look at me and how I feel. Look at me and how I live. Look at my behaviors. Look at my actions. Look how I have my actions in my past. Look at what I've lived. Is there been any tayyibun, any naturalness in me? Look at me. Am I a person who everybody is safe from? Look at how I lived. Am I safe from me? My own hands, do they destroy me? The Quran says, do not destroy yourself with your own hands. With our own hands, we're beating ourselves up. With our own hand, we're beating each other. With our own mouths, we're beating ourselves up. With our own talk, we're beating ourselves. With our own talk, we're beating other people up. With our own hands, we're stealing and cheating from ourselves. We're not receiving Allah's good. We're stealing and cheating from others. With our own, we're doing it to ourselves. Who will admit it? That's the question. You say, if you worship Satan, you'll never admit it. You'll say, it's not me, I'm a believer, I do all my prayers. You'll fool yourself, you'll be self-righteous, you'll be holy-moly. Your heart is diseased, and you'll soon know the effects of that diseased heart in this world through your death and beyond. But when you accept it, that I am astray, I'm astray, all are astray, all have to remember Allah. All hearts are diseased. I want to know the actual message of the Quran. I want to know what this Quran is and its guidance for me and other human beings. That's what I want to know. And I want the guidance because I want to learn, grow and develop. Now most people are like, no, we already are Muslims. We said La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. We're already reading our namazes. What's there for us to learn, grow and develop? Most people are like that. They don't know the message of the Quran and they haven't received the message. The Quran is says for those who reflect, who contemplate, who are interested in understanding. This is a book for people of understanding. So if you don't want understanding, you just want like, I don't want to understand anything. Allah, you just change my life. You just change the people in my life. Then it's over for you. You must admit that I don't have understanding. And I want to have understanding. The Quran is the message for humanity. The Prophet is that exemplar. I really want guidance. I really want what the guidance of the Quran is, the revelation from Allah. I really want to understand what the Prophet is guiding humanity for, because that's Iman and Amal. And a life tayyibun. I really want to remember Allah. I really want to bring to Allah purity. My heart is impure. You got to admit it. You can, no, I'm trying to be different. I'm trying to make my life your life has been and is the way it is because your heart is diseased. Mine was like that, no difference. You got to admit you got a diseased heart. No, I don't admit. It's not me, it's Allah is testing me. You got to admit that in the failure to remember Allah, yours will be a depressed life. You got to admit it. My life is depressed. Don't think I got a car, I got a house. There's a lot of kuffar and mushrik that got car and house and everything and are very successful. They think, oh, I got no problem. If you don't know Allah, if you're not bringing to Allah, and if you don't have peace and assurance in your heart, if you're not every day learning, growing and developing, if you're not getting that guidance and every day improving, if you're not seeing where I've been in error and I'm learning and I'm the benefit of guidance and I'm no longer like that and now I'm like this and I'm living differently, if you're living like the same person you were your whole life, or most of your life, and you're continuing that. You're like the child that you were, or the young person that you were, and you're living like that for the rest of your life. That's a bad sign. Because this is for those who want to learn, grow and develop. Those who want to have a closer relationship with Allah. Those who want to have a better relationship with themselves, their bodies and their lives, their afterlives. Those who want Allah's good in this world and the world beyond. Those who want to participate. Those who want to apply themselves to no longer worship Satan, to go beyond superstition, to go beyond ignorance, to go beyond arrogance, to develop themselves spiritually, to live as spiritually developed human beings, you see? Those who want to live beyond self-abandonment, harming themselves, their bodies and their life, they want to care for themselves, their bodies and their... That's the message of the Quran. Allah wants ease for you. The teaching of the Quran and the Prophet is like rest, get sleep. Allah wants ease for you. Don't starve yourself and hurt yourself and harm yourself. Allah wants ease for you. You understand? That's what it says. Allah has favored us. Allah wants us to claim His good in this world and the world beyond. So what is this test? Why would Allah say, ask me and I will surely respond, and then you say, but Allah is testing me with suffering? Superstition, I think it's bad, I tell you. I think it's really, really bad in the society that we have been born into and come from. It's so bad that I don't think in 2 or 3 generations there'll be even an inkling of what I'm saying. And I'm just happy that I'm ahead of my time and I'm not moving with the society at that pace. I'm living what is unimaginable to the people who think they are into religion today and have Iman. I'm living what is unimaginable, what is unbelievable I'm living. Unbelievable. People never recognize, if I have to speak this in a mosque, they will never know what the Quran is saying. But it's right there. It's for anybody who will reason. But it's like, what they, in their mind, what they are about, they can't even see what the Quran is saying. And what they have learned, they're not prepared to unlearn it. So, if you are following the series of like how I got to where I am, I'm telling you, I began to value guidance. I recognize I require guidance. I'm underdeveloped. I want to learn, grow and develop. I got a diseased heart. It's for me to receive guidance. And I'm prepared to develop myself spiritually. I want to learn, grow, and develop. I want to see where I'm erring when it comes with Allah. When it comes to Allah, where I'm erring. How I can have a better relationship. How can I have firstly a relationship with Allah and a better relationship with Allah. I want Iman in my heart. Not just saying, give me Iman, give me Iman. Well, the Quran is there. Get the guidance. No. Just give me Iman, just give me Iman. You know what I mean? That's how people are. Allah's power is available for us, and we can't do what Allah can do for us and for other people. What Allah can do for us and other people, we can't do. And Allah has guided me how to use His power. That I don't have that power, nobody has that power. Allah has guided me how to use His power. I'm using His power. Iman I have in my heart. And Allah has given me the ability to apply myself in my life in a beneficial and constructive way. Allah has given me that power, that ability, the capacity. And I'm doing it. I'm into Iman, I'm into Amal, I'm into a life tayyibun. You know, I'm the best I've ever been in terms of conduct with other people. I'm not saying I am perfect, but I can tell you, I learn. I'm constantly learning. I'm more allowing, I deal with my stuff. I ask Allah for guidance. I open up to better. I don't try and change and control people. I say, Allah, show me you're good. I'm receiving it from Allah. I'm on the path. So, if you're humble, which was last week's lesson, and you're really open to seeing the error of your way, and you start valuing guidance, and start realizing that through learning, developmental learning, through understanding what you are thinking and what really is so, a higher perception is available. The believer is operating at a higher perspective and living from a higher perception. You know what I mean? And if you really value guidance and you're prepared to learn, grow, and develop, you're prepared to apply yourself in learning. Most people say, I don't want to learn. I'm just begging Allah for a better life. But you don't want to see how you're erring. You don't want to correct your errors. You don't value Iman, actually developing Iman, actually developing Amal, actually living a life tayyibun. You've got to be interested in that. There's no quick fix. The guidance and your willingness to learn, grow, and develop, and your supporting of your spiritual, psychological, and interpersonal or experiential development is part of the process. It takes time. But you can be happy that you are among those who humble yourself, and you're among those who recognize the guidance, and you value the guidance, that there is guidance, and that you're looking forward to receiving more and more of the guidance and using the guidance for your benefit. You can feel good now, even at the beginning of the journey. You can be happy about that. Don't say, no, after I got the guidance and I got all the guidance and I'm living this fantastic life, then I'll be happy. No, you have every reason to be happy now. As a believer, we know that. There's only Allah who's merciful. His mercy is reflected in His giving us human beings who went astray. Despite His guidance, don't go astray. Adam and Eve went astray. He gave us guidance, even though we went to return, to find our way back. If you begin to understand that if you remain with a diseased heart, your life in this world and the next world will get worse and worse. And there's nothing can save you from that. You understand? If you understand that only guidance is the most precious thing in the world, not what the Guru told you, not what the Pandit told you, what Allah says in the Quran, what He tells you, what the Prophet ﷺ expounded on and shared with us, what He supported us with understanding, not with the Guru and the Pandit, not even Ashraf. And you understand the value of that. It's more than, oh, I don't like the way I'm behaving. Oh, I don't like what my life is. This is saving your soul. You understand? The guidance is not for you to have a better life in this world. The guidance will support you in having a better life in this world. But the guidance saves your soul from eternal damnation. You see? Now most people have no clue of what I'm saying. It's unimaginable. Like, what are you talking about? Human beings on a downward spiral until guidance comes to you. Those who receive the guidance, value the guidance, and utilize the guidance, they are the ones who progress. They are on the path, the straight path. That's why the denier, the kuffar, the mushrik, the associator, and the munafiq, those who say they believe and don't believe, they're on the downward spiral. They don't receive the guidance. They're not learning, growing and developing. They're not genuinely thankful for guidance. They don't realize the value of guidance. They made other things in the world special. My husband, my wife, my child, my marriage, my house, my car, my petrol, money, whatever. They don't understand that there's nothing more precious than guidance. And the value of guidance saves your soul and benefits you in this world through your death and beyond. Shukr to Allah. All praise, glory and thanks is due to Allah, who has guided me to the path of human excellence. Shukr to Allah. His choicest blessings upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.